The film opens on the coast of Ireland, where a fisherman named Syracuse is pulling in his net after days of coming up empty. When the net feels heavy this time, he hauls it up fast and finds a woman tangled inside, barely alive. He performs CPR on the deck of his boat until she breathes again. She is frightened and disoriented, and when he tries to take her somewhere for help, she stops him. She says she is afraid of people and begs him not to take her anywhere. She makes him promise to hide her. It is a strange thing to ask, and he knows it, but he agrees. Syracuse takes her to his mother's old house on a remote island that sits apart from the town, a place where no one goes and no one would think to look. He gives her whatever food he has and then drives into town to collect his daughter Annie. Annie uses a motorized wheelchair and has been seriously ill for some time. Both her kidneys have failed, and she relies on frequent dialysis sessions to survive while waiting for a donor match that has not come. She is sharp and curious and carries the weight of her situation with remarkable grace. During a dialysis session, Annie asks her father to tell her a story. Syracuse tells her what happened that morning, carefully as a fairy tale. A poor fisherman who has caught nothing for days pulls up his net and finds a beautiful woman inside. Annie immediately interrupts him. Was she a selkie? Syracuse does not know the word, and Annie explains, a selkie is a sea creature that lives among humans, but is not one. She can sing songs of strange power. She carries a seal coat, and if she buries it in the ground, she can remain on land for 7 years before the sea calls her back. Syracuse listens. He still does not know the name of the woman he has hidden away. After dropping Annie back at her mother's house, he returns home. The next morning, as he is about to go out again, he hears singing coming from somewhere on the property. There is something in the voice, something that stops him and makes him think of Annie and of the selkie. He shakes it off and walks to his boat. The woman asks if she can come fishing with him. He warns her it is a small boat and she will be seen. She insists and he gives in. Out on the water, she tells him she does not remember much. She says he can call her Ondine, a French word meaning a woman from the water. When Syracuse drops his lobster traps that day and Ondine begins to sing, the catch is extraordinary. Every trap comes up full. He is astonished. He asks her to come every day, says she is lucky for him, and offers to pay her. After a very good haul, he drives to collect Annie from school. She asks him to continue the story. He tells her the fisherman brought the girl from the sea onto his boat, and whenever she sang her magical song, the nets filled with fish. Annie listens closely. She suspects her father is not making all of this up. She follows him and sees exactly what she suspected. A real woman at his house, trying on new clothes he has bought for her. Annie watches from outside, convinced this is the selkie from the story. Syracuse tells Ondine about Annie, not directly, but through the form of the story, and Ondine is pleased rather than upset. She likes the idea of being part of a story told to a daughter. On the other side of town, a stranger appears, asking around quietly. We do not yet know who he is or who he is looking for, but the film makes clear he is searching. Syracuse goes to confession. He tells the priest about his past, the years he and his wife were both deep into drugs, the discovery that came too late that Annie was gravely ill, the choice he made to stop entirely and take care of her alone. The court gave custody to Annie's mother since he was just a fisherman without resources, but he takes care of everything for Annie himself. He also tells the priest about the woman he found in the sea. The priest listens to the first part carefully and essentially sets the second part aside as something too strange to address directly. Annie comes to Syracuse's house and finds Ondine swimming while singing. She wades close and asks, "Are you a selkie? Can you heal people with your song? Where is your seal coat?" She is talking fast and not giving Ondine space to answer. Ondine, who has figured out from the questions that this is the daughter from the story, stays quiet and does not deny or confirm anything. Meanwhile, Syracuse has gone to the library himself, somewhere between skepticism and genuine wondering. He checks out books on selkies. On the next fishing trip, the Coast Guard boat approaches. The officers have noticed Syracuse's remarkable catches and suspect something illegal is going on. Syracuse quickly hides Ondine, and the officers search the boat. When they open the storage cabin, they find her. Syracuse deflects their questions simply. Is it illegal to bring someone on a boat? And they have no answer for that and leave. Afterward, he tells Ondine she cannot hide indefinitely. The town is small, and the police have already seen her face. She agrees and comes into town with him. Syracuse, Ondine, and Annie spend time together as a loose and cautious kind of family. Ondine teaches Annie to swim in the shallows near the house. While waiting, Annie's foot catches something strange in the water, a net wrapped around a bag of some kind. She drags it out and immediately announces it is Ondine's seal coat, and that burying it in the ground will keep her there for 7 years. Ondine does not correct her. They bury the bag in the back garden and agree it will be their secret. At a seaside gathering in town, Annie tests a theory about Ondine's powers by throwing herself into the water. Ondine pulls her out immediately. Annie is shaken badly, and Syracuse is furious with himself for not watching more carefully. He takes Annie to her mother's house and goes home with Ondine. He is consumed by guilt. Ondine calms him down. The two of them grow genuinely close that night. The next morning, the guilt returns in a different form. He does not know who she really is or where she comes from, and he confesses this to the priest as well. Coming out of the church, he encounters the stranger who has been asking around town. The man asks about Ondine. Syracuse ignores him and walks on. During Annie's next dialysis session, she tells her father quietly that she is having bad dreams and does not think she is going to make it. He reassures her as steadily as he can. Afterward, he takes her to her mother's house, but the mother is not home and the house is locked. He goes into town looking for her. While he is away, the stranger finds his house. Ondine hears the car coming and hides in the greenhouse. Syracuse finds his ex-wife and leaves Annie there, reluctantly, even though Annie has just had a session and needs rest. When he comes home, he finds no sign of Ondine. He searches the back of the property and finds her huddled in the garden, frightened. She tells him the man who is looking for her is her husband, and she wants to stay away from him. Syracuse does not push her. She makes a wish, not for herself, but for Annie to be all right. That night, Annie's mother is in a car accident with her boyfriend. The boyfriend is killed. Annie's mother is badly injured. Annie is in the vehicle but escapes with only slight injuries, though she loses consciousness. Syracuse finds her at the hospital. The doctors come to him with extraordinary news. The boyfriend who died was a registered organ donor, and his kidneys match Annie perfectly. The operation is approved immediately, and it is a success. Syracuse attends the funeral of the man who saved his daughter's life, and then takes his ex-wife to a pub to help her through the grief. He drinks far more than he should. In a clouded and reckless state, he goes to his boat where Ondine is hiding. He tells her to go back to her husband. She says there is no husband. She lied about that. He has had enough of things he does not understand. He decides she is a creature from the sea after all, and he walks her to the water and leaves her there. He brings Annie home to recover. She asks about Ondine, and he says she has gone back. Annie is not troubled by this. She points out that Ondine left her seal coat behind, which means she will return. That night, watching television, Syracuse catches a French music channel. The band on screen is playing the song Ondine always sang. It is a real French song, nothing mystical about it. The fish he caught in her presence was simply luck. She is not a selkie. She is a person, and he has left her alone and frightened on a beach in the dark. He goes back to the watchtower where he left her and finds her shivering there. She tells him the truth. She was working with a criminal operation, driving by sea. During a run, the police intercepted them. She and another man jumped overboard. That man told her never to let go of the bag she was carrying. The weight of it was pulling her under, and she let it go to survive. Then Syracuse's net found her. The bag in the back garden is not a seal coat. It is and the man who has been following her is her criminal associate who wants them back. They return to the house and find the man already inside. He has taken Annie and is using her to force the information out of them. Annie, who has figured out the bag is not a seal coat, tells him she moved it. She hid it on Syracuse's boat, thinking she was preserving Ondine's power. They all go to the boat. While the man is tearing the boat apart searching for the bag, Ondine pushes him into the water. He is removed from the situation entirely. Ondine takes the and throws them into the sea. She has had enough of that life. The film closes with Syracuse and Ondine's wedding on the Irish coast. Annie is with them, recovered, her kidneys now working, her life ahead of her. The story her father told her about a fisherman and a woman from the sea turned out to be true, just not in the way either of them imagined. Ondine was never a selkie. She was a person running from something, who got caught in a net and found her way to a life she had not planned on and could not have predicted. They start it together.